by way of knockout. Proudly fighting out of and representing his home of Watford, England, here is the 2012 Olympic gold medalist and the former two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black trunks with white lettering and weighed in officially at 233.5 pounds. Hailing from Greenwich, London, England, he has a professional record consisting of 19.
Daniel Dubois stepped out of character throughout fight week and then proceeded to honor every last promise. Just as he had said, he ensured he knocked out and dethroned Anthony Joshua, and now Dubois reigns supreme as the king of British boxing. The once shy and cowardly Daniel Dubois is now a world champion oozing immense confidence and mental strength. Those who thought Anthony Joshua's height advantage and experience would be the deciding factor in his scheduled 12-round showdown against Daniel Dubois forgot two of boxing's best-known axioms. It's a young man's game, and skills pay the bills, plus a newer one. Activity matters.
Same thing to him. That was a beatdown.
So what now for Dubois? What do you do with him?
Dubois overcame steady pressure and a nearly 100-pound weight disadvantage by outboxing and outworking the more popular British heavyweight to a 10th-round mercy stoppage on the undercard of the massive Day of Reckoning card in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday. Anthony Joshua, the 34-year-old former unified world champion who saw his glory day come to an end the very moment he decided to take on Alexander Usyk, talked a good game coming into the fight, enough to convince some fans and pundits that he'd be too much physically, experientially, and mentally for Dubois, who was branded by many as a quitter, owing to his technical knockout losses to Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk.
Is he that same guy at this stage of his career?
In his last fight,
problems with belt line low.
However, fighting 4 tune-up bouts versus weak opposition since losing to Alexander Usyk and weighing in at 255 pounds did not serve the bombastic Brooklynite well over the second half of an entertaining scrap with the 27-year-old Brit. Anthony Joshua quickly went from menacing to lumbering after round 6. While Joshua's steady pressure appeared to fluster Dubois during the early rounds, the Londoner clearly outpointed him using stick and move tactics. Anthony Joshua forced Dubois to stand and trade in spots during rounds 3, 4, and 5. But the former title challenger gave as good as he got during those exchanges. In fact, he bloodied Miller's mouth and momentarily stunned him a few times.
training-wise, Darren, how do you even prepare to face someone this size?
Dubois went back to punching on the fly in rounds 6 and 7, landing his jab at will, until a 1-2 combination knocked Anthony Joshua off balance near the end of the 7th. Anthony Joshua really had nothing to offer but his giant girth as target practice in the final 3 rounds. The Watford native was literally sleepwalking into power punches until referee Michael Alexander waved the bout off at 2:52 of the 10th as Anthony Joshua sagged against the ropes. "I had to dig deep. Big baby, he came to work, but I showed my heart," said Dubois.
Division is essentially over. That's the kind of pressure he's under.
"I'm a prideful fighter, and I always want to come forward, but I'm learning new things. I had my dad screaming in my corner. I knew I had to work. I had to prove to myself that I am a real fighter, and I can be a real champion. I had to finish strong. Any confidence missing, I gained it tonight. Big respect, big baby." Dubois earned Joshua's respect as well. "Daniel is no quitter. I've always known him, and he's not one," Anthony Joshua said. "I've been out of the ring, and we took this fight on 4 weeks' notice, but we're back in the ring, and we're going to be active going forward. Triple D, you got my respect. All respect. Nothing but love."
He's returning with what we said he'll return with. Yeah? Fell in with his backhand to the body, didn't he? Yeah.
Before the fight, Dubois had been so confident and assured. "I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great show," he told TNT Sports in an exclusive interview. "It's going to be a great night and the world is going to be watching, so it's really up to me. I've built up a lot of momentum over the last 2 fights, so let's keep it going." After suffering defeat at the hands of Alexander Usyk last year in controversial fashion in his eyes, Dubois has bounced back with 2 fine performances against Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgovic. It is not the first time that Dubois has had to recover from a disappointing setback after he was criticized following his defeat to Joe Joyce in 2020.
Power jab, that shotgun jab, with your foot behind you like a 2x4 hitting the front of your face.
Again, these aren't good signs for Dubois for me.
Dubois took the knee after suffering an eye injury during the fight, and many questioned whether he could become a contender in the heavyweight division. However, he has only suffered 2 losses in his professional career and delivered powerful knockouts during that period. Now, he believes he is in the right frame of mind to defeat Joshua. "I think it's at the right time now," he added. "I've had the experience and I've had the ups and downs. I was all over the place back then. 2 years ago, now I'm more together and more secure in myself as a fighter." There has been plenty of animosity shown between the British boxers leading up to their title showdown, with the two having to be pulled apart during a heated exchange. Dubois maintains that there is no bad blood between the pair, but said he wants to show the world that he can become the new face of British heavyweight boxing after Joshua has been the main man for a long period of time. "It's boxing, it happens," he said. This is boxing and things just erupt, and I need to show him on the night that I'm the better man."
It'll serve him best, just keep popping that jab on the back foot.
Yeah, good pressure again from Miller, but needs to be busier.
He continued, "He's had a momentous ride, he's been at the top for a long time, and now I feel like it's my time to take that crown and hold on to that world title for a while. Earn some of what he's earned and get some of the cream, the gold." When he was asked by TNT Sports pundit Steve Bunce whether he felt that Joshua respected him ahead of the fight, he replied, "It's hard to say really, but I'm going to make him respect me on the night." In his previous fight against Hrgovic, Dubois showed that he can dig deep and stay in there late on, and he is predicting an upset on the cards, and detailed where he thinks he can exploit Joshua's weaknesses. He explained, "He's a man with 2 hands and 2 fists, so anything he brings, I need to trump that. Anything he brings, I need to shut it down and take this fight to him. Maybe make it a dogfight. I think I thrive in chaos, so making it wild and messy and whatever it needs to be, shutting down his range. Textbook boxing stuff might go out of the window, so let's see." The International Boxing Federation World Heavyweight Champion racked up the most satisfying win of his career with a 10th round stoppage of Anthony Joshua.
It was that body
Now
shot.
he's bouncing on his toes. He's found that second wind. Nice.
Boxing backwards. Keep
Dubois piled up an early lead and then let his hands go in the 10th round. He repeatedly rocked Anthony Joshua to force the stoppage at 2:52 of round 10 in their heavyweight grudge match Saturday at Wembley Stadium, London, United Kingdom. "I had to finish strong." Dubois insisted of the desire to end the fight inside the distance. When a decision win was easily within reach, Dubois expended considerable energy in the opening round. The Londoner pumped his jab with straight rights and body shots often behind the stick, but also as he constantly moved around the ring.
To land the shot as if Dubois completely slowed down to a crawl here. Spent.
Anthony Joshua was methodical in his approach, almost to the point of a non-existent offense through the first 3 minutes. Anthony Joshua found a home for his right hand in round 2. His first opening came with a cupping shot that wrapped around the back of Dubois' head. From there, he landed 2 clean shots. Dubois briefly jarred the American with a stiff jab and continued to be both the busier and more active puncher. Round 3 saw Dubois offer angles to minimize Anthony Joshua's increasing pressure.
Another finish! 26 seconds to go!
beat down against the ropes.
Big shot!
Several right hands found the mark for the former secondary titleist, though there remained concern of his stamina as Anthony Joshua found a way to close the gap. Anthony Joshua enjoyed his best round of the fight to that point in the 4th. The 6'6" Brit crashed home a left hook after a right uppercut to test the chin of Dubois, who took the blow but failed to offer return fire after he enjoyed previous success with a shotgun jab. Dubois turned the tide back in his favor at the start of round 5. The left hook and jab were on point, though Anthony Joshua was not without his moments when his forward charge provided opportunities for his right hands at close quarters.
And look, both of them trying to land big shots.
Division is essentially over. That's the kind of pressure he's under tonight. For Miller, it's a swing and a miss.
Rounds 6 and 7 saw Dubois primarily stick to his jab and maintain his desired distance. Anthony Joshua was known for his high engine, The 34-year-old, 255-pound version was gasping for air through a bloodied mouth in between rounds 7 and 8. Dubois dialed up the pressure at the start of the 8th. A body shot set up a power-punching barrage. Anthony Joshua showed a world-class chin, but was unable to respond. He caught a break when a lengthy timeout was called by the referee to issue a second warning to Dubois for leading with his head. Dubois heeded the advice and spent the rest of the round letting his hands go. A right hand upstairs and left hooks to the body hurt Anthony Joshua just before the bell. Anthony Joshua reached a point where he badly needed the type of knockout finish he vowed to deliver against the two-time quitter. It was Dubois, however, who laid hands upon his brush countryman in the 10th round. At a point where he could have boxed and played it safe, Dubois instead chose to make a statement. Anthony Joshua badly missed with desperation left hooks and left himself open for power shots in return.
Outwilled him.
That is there was so much promise, then he had their mishaps, but he can really build from this.
Anthony Joshua was on empty as he was battered along the ropes. He ate a combination and then stuck out his tongue at Dubois, who immediately slammed home a right hand. Anthony Joshua was trapped along the ropes as Dubois continued to inflict punishment until referee Michael Alexander stopped the fight. The loss ended Anthony Joshua's 4-fight win streak during his comeback tour following consecutive losses to Alexander Usyk that saw him lose his unified titles to the Ukrainian. Joshua fell to 28-4 with the defeat, but was congratulatory of one of his few career conquerors.
Kudos to Daniel Dubois. A lot of people wrote him off, Darren.
Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois!
Dubois improved to 21-2 in an incredible bounce-back tale. The win came just 3 months after he surprisingly stopped Filip Hrgović in the 9th round, a fight that saw him eventually clinch the International Boxing Federation World Heavyweight title after it was vacated by Alexander Usyk. Almost a year after he suffered a 9th round knockout defeat to the then World Boxing Association, International Boxing Federation and World Boxing Organization heavyweight titleist Alexander Usyk in Wrocław, Poland. His loss against Alexander Usyk was the second time he was quitting, and it earned him the quitter tag. And with 3 consecutive wins against Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgović, and Anthony Joshua, in fights where he was clearly the underdog, he has regained his glory and restored himself as a true world champion. Alexander Usyk clambered off the canvas in the 5th round and then stopped Daniel Dubois in the 9th on a highly controversial night in Wrocław, Poland. The Ukrainian retained his World Boxing Association, World Boxing Organization, International Boxing Organization, and International Boxing Federation heavyweight titles as a result of the victory, but he had to climb off the floor after he was downed by a right hand to the body, which referee Luis Pabon judged to have been low. However, replays showed that it was a borderline shot which might have been ruled as a legal blow on another night. Dubois, who was not docked a point for the supposed infringement, failed to capitalize on that moment in the 5th, and within 4 rounds, he was stopped by a right hand from the rejuvenated Usyk. "I feel good," Usyk said afterwards. "I am grateful for my team, my family, and my children. But I am grateful for my country and the Ukrainian army. Thank you so much. Boxing is a tough sport, but I'm great. I love boxing. I respect my opponent, but it's boxing. It's not ballet. Do I rate his power? No, only in my balls." Just 2 days after Ukraine celebrated their Independence Day, Usyk brought this defense of his world heavyweight titles to a city with a large Ukrainian community. Wrocław is only a few hours' drive across the eastern border with Usyk's country, and it is estimated that the city's population has increased by as much as 30% as a result of refugees who fled following Russia's invasion last year. A video message from Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky was played out across the stadium, which was lit up in yellow and blue before the fighters made their ring walks. "Glory Ukraine," he said to close his speech. All of that meant this was incredibly hostile territory for Dubois, who would have felt a long way from his home in Greenwich, South London. But he looked very relaxed as he made his way through the Stadion Wrocław as Bob Marley's So Much Things to Say played. He then had to wait and watch from the ring as Usyk's arrival in the stadium nearly lifted the roof off the place. Although it was not sold out, the stadium was still packed with Usyk fans who whipped up a superb atmosphere as the rain fell. Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion, weighed in only 12 1/4 pounds lighter than Dubois, the fully fledged career heavyweight. However, he was clearly the shorter man and had to use his excellent judgment of distance in order to land with his southpaw jab without getting countered. Usyk nicked a close first round, but it would have settled the nerves for Dubois, boxing for the first time since he was dropped 3 times in the first round before he stopped Kevin Lerena. However, after making a decent start to the second, Dubois was wobbled by a straight southpaw left midway through the round. Another one followed as Usyk began to turn up the heat early. Dubois was hesitating for a split second too long, which allowed Usyk to land with 2 or 3 shots before exiting and circling. But the Londoner still looked dangerous at times and came close with a couple of attempted right uppercuts. The fourth was better for Dubois, who was starting to grow in confidence. Usyk's trademark movement also seemed to be affected by the wet canvas caused by the rain, and he was affected even more by an apparent low blow from Dubois early in the fifth, a right-hand bolo, which dropped him almost instantly. Usyk stayed down for a long time, and his arm was quivering in pain as he attempted to recover. Replays appeared to show the punch landed right on the belt line and could well have been legal. After taking a number of minutes to recover, Usyk and Dubois touched gloves and restarted the action, but the champion seemed to be on unsteady legs. The challenger, however, did not take his opportunity, and it was Usyk who finished the round on top, snapping Dubois' head back with a left hand. The sixth was a far more even round, with Usyk still not totally comfortable, and Dubois landed a crisp right hand on the bell. Dubois appeared to have Usyk in trouble in the 7th round, but it was the world champion who turned it around and piled on the pressure as the rain continued to pour. Dubois, however, appeared to be handling Usyk's power well. That was until the final seconds of the 8th round when Usyk made a major breakthrough with a double jab, cross-hook-cross combination, which forced Dubois to take a knee. He just about rose in time to beat the referee's count, and the bell rang before Usyk had a chance to pounce again. But the champion was straight back to work in the 9th, and the writing was, by now, on the wall. It was a pinpoint lead hook which closed the show, landing directly on Dubois' chin, and although he attempted to get back to his feet, Pabon waved it off. The victory now clears the path for Usyk to face World Boxing Council champion Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia early next year. Usyk said, "I'm ready tomorrow. I'm ready. Next fight I am ready to fight Tyson Fury, but does Tyson Fury want to? I have no idea, but I can't wait to see my children and my family. I'm a little bit tired." And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.